In the not-so-distant future, in a star system light years away, there is a story that beckons to be told. A story of hardship, adversity, survival, and adventure. In a world where everything is old and rebuilt over and over again. Nothing is new, and everything is salvaged. One's junk is another's treasure. Items are not just broken. Trust is also hard to come by. In a post-war environment, there are still lingering hurts and vengeful spirits throughout the star system. Bitterness just below the surface, just waiting for an opportunity to rear its ferocity upon an unsuspecting victim worthy of retribution. Yes, everyone is rebuilding something. Rebuilding their trust for one another, and oftentimes, it's much easier to fix things than it is to fix relationships. The only thing separating you from another day in a dramatic death in space today are the relationships you learn to build along the way. In the Tenebres system, especially here on the Iron Ring, life is never easy. The ring is the ring of space scraps, including old spacefaring vessels, broken satellites, and makeshift hubs of various shapes and sizes, orbits, and Euro, a small yellow moon of the gas giant Giles Gallo. This is the focal point of civilization here in the system, as it was here that the beginnings of the war took root with the gem rush. With the gems and mining industry booming, technology, production, and development skyrocketing faster than you could believe. Unfortunately, the greed within the hearts of those who desired power above all ruined the greater good for the masses as war broke out across the star systems. 10 years after the war has ended, we find ourselves here, in the junkyard of what is left. This is a story of that very junkyard. The vastness of space shimmers with a glistening star field, sparkling against the expanse of darkness. For how far does it go? No one really knows. But rumor has it that what was once thought of as an expanding universe has now begun to alter its course. Its new trajectory? A rapid collapse as it begins to fold in on itself, devouring itself until the end as we know it officially arrives. How long will it take? No one really knows. All the many know is that time could be running out. Now, present day. From behind the comfort of glass and automated life support systems, eyes, some hidden behind masks and glasses, watch a body slowly drifting out to space. The panic of swimming arms only seems to push the individual farther from the safety of the airlocks. And, unless someone is completely crazy, far out of reach from any helping hand. From behind the glass, the silhouetted crew slowly turns their back while closing the metal shades of the blast windows of what's considered the Sentinel Corridor. The last place their former Captain Mike will ever have influence over their course and direction. Poor Mike messed up one too many times, and in many cases, such as this, when his crew isn't happy, the captain just gets spaced. He had a good run, old Mike. But now that the blast doors are closed on his story, and like all stories, one ends and a new begins. Now the crew did some good for themselves, in using good old Captain Mike's shady hollows to secure a new ship for themselves. But now we see the crew headed to an appointment. An important appointment. An appointment to collect the keys to their new vessel. And as the crew comes to light, I'd like to start with Tara. Will you describe your character for us?
Sure thing. Andromeda is a fairly short woman. She has... It looks like once upon a time she was working out a lot. And now she just has like leftover muscle on her body. She wears a lot of colorful clothing. Most of it pink and purple and green or blue. Some sort of just standoutish weird clothing. Her arms are slightly transparent. Almost like they have kind of oozy texture to them. She still thinks they're arms though. She has purple hair that she keeps dyeing different shades of purple. One day it's gonna be light, the next day it's gonna be dark. Whatever she decides on that day. She has very long hair. Most of the time she keeps it braided upwards. Sometimes she keeps it down, but most of the time it's just out of the way. And she always has this slightly dazed look on her eyes. So right now she's probably just like, wow, we're going places. I don't know where we're going. Sort of situation.
Okay. So when the crew is walking along, do you perceive Andromeda? Is that how you pronounce it? Am I saying it right? Okay, Andromeda. Do you perceive her as being like in front, leading the way, in the middle of the group, or kind of behind?
She's probably somewhere in the corner while walking, interacting with something else. Because honestly, I think she already forgot where they're going.
Excellent, excellent. So we'll go to Devland. Would you describe Devland for us?
All right. Devland, he is an outlaw, which is a point of view. Very quiet, keeps to himself. I'll tell you a little bit about him. Before the corporation took over our colony, I was just a simple farmer. But that all changed when the gems were discovered. Corporations came in and tried to force us out, but we fought back. Blood was shed, but more of theirs laid on the ground until that night. Jimmy was part of our cause and fought with us. Jimmy was having everyone meet at the bar to go over a strategy. I was feet away when the building blew. These fragments on my body are a reminder of that blast. I saw Jimmy talking with the corporation security. He betrayed us. As I got to my feet, he realized I was alive and started to have men come after me. I was shot in the shoulder while fleeing, managed to lose them, cut through a house, which I scared the person, in which they innately defended themselves, and that's how I got the scar on my face. I managed to stow away on a hauler and escape. I lost everything and everyone that night. This pipe bomb is for Jimmy if I ever see him again, to repay him for what he did to the colony. So I'm very much a loner, laying in the back, double and triple check anything and everything everyone tells me.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And I trust Andromeda.
Excellent, excellent. We'll go head over as the camera pans to Dawn. What does everyone see when they look at Dawn?
Ooh, Don. He's a very old school detective kind of type of guy. He always has to have his hat on. He never loses that hat, has something special with him. But just to give you a little background story, in the old days, he used to be a detective for a big corporation, and he lost one day. He was in a job and he got shot on the head, so he lost his memory for everything that he had in the past. So now he's always looking for something that he feels like he's missing something, but he doesn't know what it is. So he's on that look. Like every time he walks around, he's always finding stuff and everything. And at the same time, he knows he's a detective and he needs to find every single clue or solve every single problems that we go against. But other than that, he's just that quiet guy that looks around, never stays with the group. He's always walking first towards wherever he finds. If he sees something, he'll go towards it to see if it's a clue and forget about the group. So he's that type of guy.
So far, we've been through 3 characters, and there's no clear leader of this group. That's great. So let's go to Noah. What if the camera pans to Noah?
Noah is not a leader either, but we'll see what happens. Noah is mid-20s, very scrawny, grew up extremely impoverished. He ended up falling in with a very bad sort of crowd. Not necessarily gang-like, but just not the best of people. And they took extreme advantage of him and left him essentially out to dry. So he is the new guy among the crew. They just picked him off, floating off in space, left to die. He is very unsure of himself. He's very cautious. He's at home on the Iron Ring, but he's also aware that people may be out to get him. He can be chatty at times, but at this moment, he's just trying to figure out who he can trust. And he's looking for members of a organization called Hope's Reach.
Hope's Reach. Excellent, excellent. And finally, the camera pans to another interesting individual, Manta. What do they see when they look at Manta?
Manta has kind of like a jumpsuit kind of thing on, cargo pants that go down that basically cover all of his legs into almost like kind of like a jogger-esque kind of pant leg. He wears a vest with the arm sleeves completely like torn off, and two very unique things about Manta is both arms are completely robotic. Doesn't have any remains of normal arms left, even up to the shoulder. And also, he always has a mask on. For as long as he's been with this group, none of them have actually seen his face because he never takes off the mask. And he also always has a hood up. But he typically, probably one of the lazier ones of the group. He's always found sleeping. He can fall asleep wherever. And actually probably just standing up against up against the wall right now with his head down, kind of like dozing off while we were doing our business with the captain. He's just standing there.
A question: does the mask alter the sound of your voice or make it sound different?
It does not.
Does not. Okay.
No.
So it would still sound like.
Still sounds like
a normal person's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Todd says, "So not a leader?" Question mark in chat.
No.
No. We don't. There is no leader of this. So
yeah, no. This is a democracy crew. No one's a captain, you know.
I love it. It's fantastic. That will make a great story. I'm loving it. Excellent. So you guys actually pass through a couple doors that security doors here on what is called Kennor 62. Kennor 62 used to be at one time a very large mining vessel. A space vessel that would go to other planets, star systems, and gem mine. So that would explain why there's a lot of places on this part of the Iron Ring to dock a vessel, a ship, and it is a kind of like, if you imagine like a large airport kind of situation, that's what this place feels like. There are a couple satellites and other things like space hubs that are welded onto Kennor 62 to make for other, like, people have additionally like added onto this thing as these things, all this space junk just orbits in this ring around this moon. Some of it's attached, some of it's not. Kennor 62 does have a couple of attachments that come with it. But you guys are actually approaching an area that's near the bridge of what would have been the original Kennor 62. And you were scheduled to meet after you guys had transferred your payment from taking it from the captain's stash. So rudely as you did. Poor good old Mike. Captain Mike, how could you do such a thing?
It was easy.
It was easy.
He was horrible.
You guys actually had an appointment to meet with someone named Guyana, who was going to basically make sure that you guys have the materials and things that you need to take with you on that vessel. Oh, we lost somebody in our Discord.
Devland said he'd be right back.
Okay, got it. All right. sorry about our overlay, everybody. And what'll get shifted back as soon as Devland gets back.
It's still good.
But you guys actually approach the final blast door, and somebody kind of like keys you guys in on this little key card reader on the side of this door, and with a hiss of air releasing, this pressure release, this door opens, and inside you can see this purplish glow coming from the inside, and you hear coming from outside inside. Ah! Finally, it's about time my appointment made it! Come on in! Let's get this started. And you see walking up is this kind of older woman. She's got very wide hips, but kind of a very skinny waist. And she's walking up and she's got these black pants. She's got very almost like a pantsuit kind of style look to her. She's got these very, very dark thick glasses on, kind of like what you see when elderly people are like driving their vehicles during the day. Very, very thick. She has dark hair that's kind of straight down, and it ends perfectly straight down about right here. I kind of imagine almost a look and feel kind of like the woman from The Incredibles who designs their outfits. I can't remember her name, but Edna. That's it. And kind of little resemblance to Edna as she walks out. Her hair is her head shape is kind of like short and stout, and she walks up and she just like kind of like looks at you and she's like, "Oh, what are you waiting for? Come on in!" And she walks away and kind of walks around a table, and you can see a bunch of computer monitors and screens kind of in the background.
I will walk in. And, is there a chair or anything in here that I can sit down in?
Yeah, there are a few chairs. Yeah, they look like as if they actually hover. They don't actually have legs or anything. They're like hover chairs.
I will quickly make my way over to one of those chairs and sit down.
Yeah, you sit down. It dips a little bit in the weight, but then kind of rebalances itself as it basically calculates itself automatically to the weight of the individual that's sitting on the chair, and then tries to hover at about the same height as all the other chairs do. So you guys are all about level.
Guys, we need to get some of these chairs. These are very comfortable. Good for naps.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna stand here, let you do the job.
Is there any objects in her office, like, decorations and stuff?
As you're looking around, you see there are some, what seems to be old, like, metal, like, cups that are sitting around that have, like, what looks to be kind of, like, old writing utensils in them. But no, this woman almost looks all business. Like, there's computer monitors, there's tech, there's lights kind of blinking everywhere. It looks like she's got there's these like plastic things that look as if you would know them as almost kind of like, it's kind of like an iPad. It's like this plastic thing that you pick up and you can kind of like write on it instead of paper. It's all digital.
I'm gonna take one of those and start doodling.
Okay. She kind of like looks at you doing this, and she's going over and she's typing some things on the computer and goes, one of those.
It's so pretty.
Manta, get this over with. We can go. Hurry up.
Oh yeah, I'm just I was astonished when I saw the money come through for the vessel. It's been sitting here for quite a while. It's in need of some dire attention. I'm sure you saw the report. But hey, we've got our money, so that's all that we care about. We've got our hollows. But we do need to do some things to get you set up to enter the vessel. We do have some security operations and systems put on the vessel to make sure that only the rightful owners can get into it. If you choose to, we can even upgrade those a little bit. Of course, it might cost you a few more hollows in the long run. But we've got to get your, if it's okay with you, we've got to get your fingerprints and retina scans.
Just hold up my hands. How many fingerprints?
That's not going to work.
Point to my face. I don't have eyes.
Would blood work?
Well, see, that's the other option. See, we do have DNA sampling. It takes a few days, though.
Well, I mean, that works for me.
I mean, it's gonna have to. It's your only option.
Yeah.
We all have to.
How else are you gonna access the vessel except using your mechanical arms to rip the door off? I wouldn't suggest doing that in space.
No, that's it's not a smart idea.
Could use the buddy system.
That's true. Manta, do you even have blood? Does that
Oh, yeah.
exist in your body?
Yes.
Wow. I thought it was just oil and fuel.
I'm not a robot. I just
I'd
have
never know.
mechanical arm. That's true.
I would say I go over to Andromeda and I go, I think you should go and use your fingerprints, and that way you can take control of the ship.
But my hands are transparent.
You want her flying this thing.
You want me to?
Yeah.
I'll fly it. Yes. I will definitely fly it. 100%. I'm such a good flyer.
Do you have a resume?
Like 10 of them. You want to see them? I'll open up my journal with like unintangible scribbles in front of him and be like, here you go.
Noah takes a look and just like, no, we're not doing that.
Oh, you don't like my scribbles?
Scribbles do not a pilot make.
Do we all
You
have
never
to?
know.
Do we all have to put our fingerprints or retina scans down, or does it just have to be like one of us?
I mean, if only one of you chooses to, that's fine. But then only one of you is going to be able to access the locking mechanisms of your vessel.
I'll do it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so, I mean,
3104, get out here now! You heard me! Get out here now! All of a sudden, this door like slides open from the side, and this floating looks like kind of like mechanical droid type AI system kind of comes out. Has all these like weird arms sticking out of it, and one of them has this this scanner almost on one of the arms that looks like it can fit. Like when you go to the eye doctor and you can kind of put your face like up on that thing to like look into it. There's one of those, and there's also this like flat platform scanner that's glistening with this almost like flickering green energy on the top of it, to where you guys can put like your fingerprints down on. And this thing moves up to Devland first and kind of stops in front of him and just goes.
What do I do? I just kind of like look back at her and it's like,
She puts down her glasses and she goes, take a good look inside. It will be fine. And it pulls her glasses up.
Hell no.
So you look inside and you can see there is a little cartoon showing inside. It's a cartoon. It has these kind of like old traditional green aliens that seem to be just going like this. They're bouncing back and forth. And then all of a sudden this strange kind of like vessel kind of comes up above them and it starts going, this light flickers down below like a tractor beam. It goes, and they go, and inside the spaceship is what's strange. It's like a human. Looks like a human in the vessel going. And it goes, and then you see the strange scan that comes down over your eyes and back over your eyes and says, and then it all goes black.
I pull my face down. Just what was that? There's just some like Atari game being played. I think it was E.T.
I don't-
E.T.
I send this one for repairs at least 3 times a week.
What's next?
Oh, just put your hand on that green pad right there.
What? Like this?
Yeah, it gives you a little shock.
What is this?
Oh, you're done.
Stole your identity.
You should have no problem accessing your vessel now, using either your fingerprints or your retina scan.
Will this information be stored anywhere else or just on the ship, right? Like you don't keep it in your records?
Oh, why would I have any use for it?
Oh no, I just checking.
We don't have the data storage for all that information.
She's lying.
How do we turn it off if we don't want it?
If you don't want the vessel anymore,
If we don't want the security system?
I'm sure you could figure it out.
I can tweak it. I can make it so that way all of us can have some sort of level of access. It'll take a little bit, and we'll need the parts. But
We can make that work.
How about the rest of you? Anybody else?
Go.
You'll go?
Fine, I'll do it.
Dawn's gonna do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Dawn, you walk up and it's funny. You see the same exact thing. This time, the little aliens get pulled up into the space vessel, and this time it's a cow in the spaceship, and it's just waving with hoof and goes moo, and takes off, and then your scan is complete.
Okay. That was painful. Go back to my spot now.
My cartoons, Don? What's wrong with you?
It was a cow saying bye. Why do you want to see a cow say bye to me?
Why not? Cows are innocent animals. Are they animals? Maybe they're just very weird robots. And I'll look over towards Manta.
When he's asleep.
There, robot man.
Anybody else gonna do it? Just Dawn. You'll do it?
I'll
Okay.
do it.
Sure. You go ahead and you do the same thing. The problem is, you do now. Your arms do kind of look transparent, but you can still kind of scan them on this little system, and you do feel a little bit of a jolt too as you do that. Yeah, same kind of situation. Weird cartoon scans your retinas, and then you get the scan of your handprint.
Noah, you're the only one left.
I will take my chances and not do it.
Okay.
You sure, Noah? You don't want to see electric sheep dance?
I can see that in my own dreams.
Oh.
Do you dream?
Don't we all?
Only when
I
we
don't-
awake.
You dream when you're awake?
Is it live though? Are we really sleeping right now? Are we really awake?
Some of us aren't.
I think Don is what you call paranoid.
I have... Never mind.
Or he's a philosopher.
Ooh, maybe he is. Maybe he comes from that ancient culture of philosophers. What were they called? Greek? Or was it geeks?
I'm not kidding.
I never studied history.
Me neither.
Can we just wake up Manta and go? You got things to do.
As you guys are kind of having this conversation, you can see that Guyana is over there kind of like typing some things up on a computer system. And all of a sudden you see pictures of this vessel start to appear on some of the screens around you. And it just starts to slowly rotate as you can see the vessel that you just paid for. And I will put this on the Roll20. I'm going to show to players, show to everyone, and then I'm going to make it bigger and then show it to our wonderful friends on YouTube so that they can see it as I switch over to this setting. And hopefully this works for our friends over on YouTube so they can see what you just bought. There it is. They can see it a little bit there. So as this thing is spinning, she kind of looks at all of you and says, I'll be honest, we call it the bad omen. The thing just drifted in some time ago with these strange etched markings all over the dang thing. I even tried to have them buffed out, but no technology we have was able to do anything to it, so we just left it. I mean, hey, it adds character, you know? Also, when we opened up the thing, It was filled with the bodies of the previous crew.
What'd you do with them?
Well, we did what anybody would do. We spaced them. But we weren't really sure what happened to them. I had an investigation crew check it out, but the best they could come up with was they froze to death. But who really knows, though? I don't. But one thing I do want to mention is, even though you purchased this and you now own this vessel, there are some things that are wrong with it. Obviously, the thing needs repaired. It won't even fire up. Computer systems seem to be running on just barely over enough to run life support systems. So yeah, you can survive in the thing, but it's going to need some work. And a little bit of tech work as well. Also, since the thing has been docked here for so long, it's been accumulating quite a sum of, hollows for docking fees. We decided to put a cap on it after it's been here for so long, but then we no longer own the debt to it because we sold it to another company called Twilight Salvaging, who then sold it to Nimbletop Trust Company, who then sold it to Tortoise and the Hare, who then sold it to Aces Salvaging.
And do they have it now?
As far as I know, yeah. The fee is $500 and will need to be 500 hollows and will need to be paid and reported by Aces before the ship can be released from port. But you are so lucky. This vessel almost got picked up from a group out there, out of towners called Joy Space, you know? But they took one look at the salvager's logbook and passed on it without hesitation. Must be a good omen for all of you.
Oh. I do like a haunted ship. Do you suppose we're gonna see the ghosts of the previous crew in it?
She looks at you and she's like, honey, I'm sure you're gonna find out.
Anything else wrong with the ship? That mechanically, just fuel and the docking fee?
Would you like there to be more?
I mean, I'm pretty good with my hands.
Well, I'd say if anything else is wrong with it, you can figure that out on your own. If you're capable enough. We haven't even fired the thing up. Because we couldn't. And I wasn't paying to fix it.
Was it broken, or did you just not know how?
Oh, we got plenty of people that can repair this thing. Why waste the parts when no one was wanting to buy it?
We're not nobody.
Well, not now.
We have a ship.
You have a ship! Congratulations!
Hooray.
Yay!
Xanta's gonna be so happy to get that docking bay back once you guys leave.
So we have to pay $500 to get a chip out.
Yeah. I have
And-
20 hollows.
I have about the same.
You could live off that for a month.
Really?
So we have to find a way to get more money then, or more halos.
Do you need anybody to do some jobs for you, Miss Guyana?
Well, I'm gonna be honest right now. I don't have anything available. I am gonna send a crew to kind of, look after making sure that the drives of your retina scans and your print scans get uploaded into the ship systems. But other than that, that's all that we've really got going on right now. But hey, there, she points to the door. There's plenty of work out there.
Well, I think we should find some work. Because if we don't find work, we're not going to have those 500 hollows.
I guess we have.
What are we good at?
We could always rob a place.
I'm okay with that. Let's do this. Simple, quick, quiet.
If we're gonna do that, we're gonna need a plan. and it needs to be verified and checked before anything. But like I said, I'm good with my hands and I can repair things. So if there's any repair jobs, I can easily do that.
You take the fun out of everything, buddy.
Guyana's like standing there, like in the midst of this conversation while you guys are talking, like, ha! Bunch of thieves, huh?
Only
Well, you
who's
said the
call-
ship's a bad omen, but for you, maybe.
What, do you have 500 hollows?
Not to
Of
lend
course she
you.
does. We just paid her for the ship.
Who said anything about lending?
We could get it back.
Technically, you didn't pay me. You paid Xanta. See, Xanta's in charge around here. I just work for him.
Well, maybe we should go out there and see what we can find. What do you guys think? Should we find a job for ourselves, like actual adults?
If we have to.
Oh, Manta, you're awake!
Yeah, you all talk really loud.
Aw, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up from your nap?
It's okay. I'll find another place to take a nap.
Okay. There.
Is there any job postings, recruitments, anything
Bulletin
around
board.
here? Bulletin board.
There might be. There's usually one in the mess hall area, a digital one that you can check out.
I think that's a good place to start.
Sounds good to me.
I like that. Let's go do that.
All right, so you guys are going to head out of this area near the bridge and start heading towards where they have a mess hall area. You guys, as you're leaving, you guys can see that you're going down. I mean, you leave the heavier kind of guarded areas where there seems to be some people wearing. It's all ramshackle stuff. Like, nobody looks like they are, like, doesn't look like, perfect suits that are all matching, like as guards or something like that. Looks like everybody's got some like different kind of ramshackle armor or some kind of material that they're wearing. The ones that are in this area by the bridge definitely do have weapons. You see some pistols, like customized pistols, like holstered to the side. You also see some with various looking rifles that they're holding. Some automatic, some semi-automatic, some different types of things that are just like put together. Ramshackle, harvested, salvage materials that they just stuck together to make work. You guys head into one of these long corridor hallways where it seems to be this larger hallway that has glass on the side where you can see the expanse of space out there. You can see several vessels, like some of them like slowing down as if they're coming into dock. You can see some that are leaving Kennor 62 and heading back out to space from being docked here. You do see one that looks like almost like a box, a rectangular shape that has engines on the back that just slowly kind of moves to the side and it docks near one of the areas where you're kind of walking through this hall. And all of a sudden the airlocks attach and these doors open. And as you guys are walking by where these open doors are, you see a group of people start to just emerge, kind of like at the airport whenever a plane just lets off. And all these people just start to emerge into Kennor 62. You can see a couple guys that look really rugged. It looks like they haven't shaved in probably a couple weeks. They have jeans on, but they have holes in the knees and faded and really dirty. Worker boots, look really rugged, rough and tumble guys. But they almost look like twins. Like they look like they could almost be the same person as they walk in. You see a female individual with black hair pulled up into a ponytail, and she has this ponytail holder that she's got on, and it's black, but the stars in it are actually animated and glistening. She is wearing this bright pink like leather jacket with like a black shirt underneath, and the bright pink leather jacket has these very big like collar that kind of sticks up. It's like pulled up like that, and it's just like sticking up. And you see her kind of pull it in her pocket, and she pulls out what looks to be some kind of smoking device, and she inhales, and it's like this blue glow from the tip is like a LED light or something like that, and then puffs out this bunch of smoke as she's like standing there. You can tell her pants are also match her ponytail as they're glisten with stars as well. You see another individual come out, and he looks like he has the head of a hammerhead shark. He has 2 pipes coming out of his neck that connect to a backpack that has water that's bubbling in the inside. He has some tech like attached to his eye that has a piece of plastic, and you can see a blue glow on the piece of plastic. And he has 4 arms. 2 of them are carrying 2 heavy silver briefcases that seem to be glowing with blue and green lights on the tops where the locks would be. And he has in his other 2 hands, he has this strange looking circular device. It looks like a little saucer. And there's this little holographic image that kind of keeps on glitching out as it's going. It looks like he's kind of in the middle of a conversation with someone on some kind of weird, strange device that doesn't seem to be working properly at all. He walks in. You do see a couple other male and female, what look to be human individuals that walk in with this crowd. And it looks like a lot of them are really rough and tumble. Looks like they have a lot of dirt on their faces. Looks like they may be kind of involved in the mining industry in some sorts. And they come in. It looks like they're just starting to kind of gather their things and thoughts and kind of move about. You guys still continue on? Engage with anybody? You guys tell me what you want to do.
Def, this was your idea. What do you want to do?
Huh?
Mr.
Ain't
Def.
no money.
forgot.
Yeah, but
I think she might have some money.
You're talking about that very pretty lady?
Mm-hmm.
I could flirt with her and you could rob her. I'm okay with that.
Or you
Or
could
we
make a friend.
That's true. We could ask if she can give us some money. No, if she can give us a job so we can make some money. Sorry. I was thinking about another situation just a second ago.
What situation were you thinking of?
Oh, we don't have to talk about it.
alright, guys, let's keep it PG. Let's go.
I'm just gonna wave towards her with my purple hand and be like, "You look wonderful."
Oh, well, thank you. So do you.
My name is... Oh, well, thank you. My name is Andromeda. These are my friends.
Oh, hi, Andromeda. They call me Mia.
Mia. Wow.
It's
Mia, where did you get this awesome jacket?
Let's just say, I know a few nice gentlemen, and one of them was very kind and got it for me.
Wow, what a story.
Where did you meet these nice gentlemen?
In my line of work, it takes me to a lot of places in the star system. How about
Mind
you?
if I have a puff of that?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Sure. She hands it to you.
No, we'll try it.
It's a
What is it?
very peppermint kind of flavor as you take a puff. Clears out the nostrils very quickly.
You actually like this?
Not really, but I was running low on all the rest.
The rest?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So we are freelancers.
That's what we are now.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. What kind of freelancing do you do? Anything? Is it a fair game?
Any
Or do you
kind
have a
of-
specialty?
We are so free that we are lancing.
Exactly.
She kind of smiles at that. It's like, okay. Well, it just so happens that I am actually in the need of some freelancers. But the problem is, she looks kind of all around. this might not be the best place to talk about it.
Should we talk about it?
I don't know. Do you have a place that's a little bit more private that we can go to have a conversation?
We have a ship.
You have a vessel. Oh. Wow, that makes
We
you...
just bought it.
Oh, new owners of a vessel.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. What engine capacity does it have? How fast does it go?
Oh boy. Anybody have any idea?
Devlin, what was the specs of the ship?
Just your standard chemical engine, and it's pretty slow. It's going to take some work. But since we're sharing some information, have you ever, say, made it to the Mesis system?
Basis system. I can't say that I have. I've heard of it. Never made it there. Is it a nice place?
It's red. So anyway. I guess we should take this conversation somewhere else.
Well, I guess we could head to your vessel.
Are you okay being seen with the likes of us?
Yeah?
She looks around, and there's definitely a diverse population in the group that's around. She's like, oh, absolutely. This is just perfect. This is fine.
Follow us.
All right. So you take... I thought I had this written down somewhere. I got to see if I have it. I thought I had the docking bay number of where your vessel was in my notes here.
666.
Oh, God.
Please.
Definitely a
Yeah.
bad omen, right?
Yeah.
I thought I had it was like a letter and then a number, kind of like A3 or something like that or something. Oh, 1A. Airlock 1A. Is where you guys take this individual, Mia. And right then and there, as you guys are walking up to it, you see there's another kind of AI robot standing in front of the airlock of your vessel. And it looks like it's like inserting some kind of special, like almost like a USB port kind of thing into the scanner. And it comes and starts like pressing a few buttons, and then all of a sudden its finger opens up, and then it inserts its finger into another thing and kind of turns it once, and it looks like the green lights like begin to flash on the scanners and everything. And then it turns the finger reattaches, and it looks at all of you as you guys are heading that way, and it says, oh, welcome to Kennor 62. I hope you enjoy your stay. And turns around and starts to walk down the hall.
What you just doing?
Think he was inputting our security.
Would you say it's an old AI or pretty standard, like relatively high tech?
That one's an older one. Older model.
I'll take note of it
Okay.
and kind of see where it goes.
Oh yeah. He just kind of continues to walk down the hallway, and you can as you're watching it and you're listening to it, every person that walks by it, it says the same exact phrase to. It doesn't change its it doesn't change the way it talks, it just says the same thing to every person.
I don't trust AIs.
Manta's right next to us.
Mantis is a robot. It's
Not a robot.
different.
I am a normal person just with robot arms.
You can't prove that.
I pulled down the thing and there's flesh. I pulled down my top part and there's flesh. See?
Guys,
That's
I
getting
think
illusion.
I
It's a
think someone
hologram.
replaced Mantis.
I need a nap.
So Mia, this is our ship.
Oh,
And this
wow.
is
Look at that,
Mantis.
that's an interesting vessel. What is all that carved on the outside of it?
It's for looks.
It's the amount of people we had to fight to get it.
Oh. Wow.
The ruins of the dead.
Well, then you're just the type of people I'm looking for.
Oh, you need us to take care of someone.
Oh yeah, let's head into the vessel and we'll discuss this.
Is she the only one coming with us from her party?
From her party?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get the impression that she wasn't with anybody. Like that was
Oh,
just a
okay.
shuttle that was just dropping people off.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she just happened to be one of the people that got off, and the first person that you talked to.
We are experts.
We know how to pick targets.
New leader.
It's the new captain, guys. It's okay. In like 2 weeks, we can space her.
I think she can hear you.
No.
No, she can hear you.
How about let's take this conversation inside? Why don't we? And she looks towards like the pad that's like a you could either do retina scan or your finger scan, and it will do either or.
No, waits for someone else to open the door.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll open it then. I'll
Dawn
go up.
puts his fingers on. Okay, and it reads Dawn, and it gives you access, but it also has this little yellow pop-up window that pops up on the scanner that says, access to ship granted, but airlock cannot be detached due to debt owed by ACEs. So basically your access gives you access to your vessel, but not to let it go from Kennor 62. So you guys all enter the vessel. Now I'm going to tell you, it smells really musty inside. It doesn't seem like anybody has really done anything to this thing in a while, and it's just been sitting here, collecting space dust. And it's not dirty per se. Like they took everything out of it, but it's not. It's not the most cleanliness of places that you've seen. It's really cramped inside. Even the area that you would consider like a place where you guys go to eat and is your main eating area is pretty snug. Like if you've ever been in like a camper before with a whole family in your life, it's kind of like that feeling. It's very claustrophobic, and there's not a lot of room. But that's another thing that can be upgraded in the future if you choose to do so. And you enter and you go into the area. I would say there's it's kind of like if you remember the original movie Alien, where they kind of sit around that table and they have that place where they eat. It's kind of like a place like that. There's this center area where there is a table and it glistens with this glowing light, and the glowing light actually comes from the table itself, and it illuminates the rest of the room, creating these weird dramatic shadows on all your faces. Because that's sci-fi, you know? And other glistening lights begin to light up. These are just like the support systems. Obviously, the power is enough in the vessel to run those. Like your life support, your artificial gravity, kind of things like that can be run. But it's not enough power to actually like run the actual computer module systems that start your engines and things like that. So you have a basic functionality, but nothing above that. You sit down, and Mia sits down as well. It's like, it's just it's great to run into people that have already established themselves as freelancers, have already got themselves a spacefaring vessel. I mean, granted, yes, I know it does have some things that need taken care of, but hey, this is a start. This is great. So, let me cut right to the chase. I need some pretty specific help. I'm from Regents 663. And I need to find out some things about the individual who runs this place.
some things.
Yes. So this
You're looking
figurehead.
for dirt?
Oh, absolutely. How
Good.
did you know I was getting to that so quickly?
Nobody just looks for information. Dirt is a lot more fun.
Oh, it totally is. Oh, I like her. I like her. Ah, yes, we're gonna get along just great. Yes, I'm looking for some dirt. See, Xanta has some exclusive contracts with several different companies and salvaging groups, and he just has a plethora of people and connections that we're just so intrigued by over at Regents. And we need to have eyes on the inside. We need to figure out how he's maintaining these relationships and how they stayed on the level for so long. Because, come on, you know as well as I do that there had to have been some kind of shady business going on for these relationships to hold true for this amount of time to get him to where he is today. Is that one asleep? She looks at Manta.
Oh, he always does that.
He's in deep thought, and Noah like knees Manta to try to wake him up.
Oh, good. I hope I didn't have to repeat all that.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Well, we think we have a way that we can get some eyes on the inside, but it's going to take a little bit of work. You see, Xanta has a... Well, you've seen some of his security. He does have some personal security in the form of AI units. 4 of them in particular. And let's just say I have this, and she pulls out of her pocket, she pulls out what looks to be some kind of other thumb drive. And you notice, you actually recognize it, Noah, because you actually held it in your hand. It's actually that, the thing she was smoking out of. She took the cap off the top that had the actual smoke, the vape kind of in it, and it's actually like a drive that could be plugged into some kind of computer system.
Clever.
We have on here is an embedded a virus that will take control of the AIs and send well, actually, it won't send the link, but it'll record the feeded link over a period of time, and then we'll need to get that downloaded material back off of the AIs to take back to Regents.
That's a lot of work.
It is. It is. That's why I'm so thankful that this group of freelancers approached me immediately as soon as I got off the shuttle. I thought I was going to have to desperately look and search for hours, maybe even days, to find the right people for the job, but I don't know, there's just something about you.
Fate collides sometimes. How much is this gonna? How much is it gonna get paid for this?
That's
where he works out for money.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Is hollows all you're looking for?
What else you got?
Yeah.
We could use chip parts.
Ship
That's
parts.
true. Or secrets.
Or a way to come
Secrets.
out here.
Or some of those contracts?
Or a night with you.
Don, you don't hit on a girl right off the bat.
She looks shocked at Dawn, and she kind of winks at you for a second there, Dawn, and she points to you, and then goes back to the conversation a little bit. It's like, well, let's just say I can get this this docking fee done for you.
Do you have?
I saw the little pop up on the scanner on the way in. Seems like you guys aren't going anywhere until that's covered.
So, given your line of work, do you have any software that might be able to override random docking and captures? Were they the feet that catch the ship?
You know, That is a very specific request. Now, if I would have known I would have needed that on my approach in the shuttle, I would have had some of that with me. But as of right now, I do not. I apologize.
So you're essentially saying we should take your deal because we ain't got nothing else going on.
Well, I mean, you can take it or you can leave it. It's totally up to you. I mean...
Or we could take your plan and go tell Xanta all about it unless you sweeten the deal.
I perceived that this would come up. How about one thing that we have at Regents is a pretty resourceful supply of food stores, which you know nowadays is very hard to come by. I could sweeten the deal with, say, a pickup of a good supply of food to stock this ship up for several missions, several journeys for you.
I like that.
Sorry.
Snacks are good.
You're gonna pay for our ship to leave and give us the food. Is that correct?
That's correct. This is not an easy task.
And maybe after we finish this, we'll keep in contact and give us more jobs afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. Building a good rapport with Regents is definitely a great thing to do for you.
I agree.
So what do you think, Dev?
I think this sounds pretty good. And I saw where that AI robot kind of went, and I'm assuming there's probably going to be a couple more over there. We might be able to come up with something to go after those 4 main ones. Potentially.
Potentially, I like that.
Maybe they have like a charging station somewhere for them.
They all got to power down somewhere.
Exactly.
That's what Manta does all the time.
No. I just like naps. I am not powering.
We'll never know, Manta. We don't nap as much as you.
Sometimes, sleeping is better than in the waking moments.
I understand that. I have this device where I go and I look at memories. It's kind of like sleep, I suppose. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Thank you, Mia. Are we gonna take this job, guys?
One more small request.
What would
If
that
you are
be?
open to hearing it.
And what would
In
that be?
addition, you may like this one, maybe not, but this would help people. Show us that you're actually good people. Because maybe we are, maybe we aren't. Could you arrange for another food shipment to go to the slums around here? Not even a full one, a partial one. Something.
That's a noble request. Yeah, you know what? I think we can definitely make that happen. If this mission is successful, I think we'll have an issue at all.
Sounds like you have a crew for the job then.
Anyone
Yeah.
opposed?
I'm not. I like her.
Yes. Look at this crew diplomacy. See, we don't need no captain.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, quick cut, and there's the body of Mike way out in space, just spinning.
See what happens to the captain if we have one.
Good for Mike. His struggles are over.
I'm so thankful. I was just so incredibly stressed that it was going to take me so long to find the right group of people. Thank you so much. This is going to be great. I will be I'll be staying here at Kennor and until you need to. I'll be in the she tells you I'll be in the what is called basically the sleeping quarters area, which is a very large room. Like it used to be probably like a ship interior docking bay kind of thing, but it's now filled with like on the ships, what they use on the boat ships is like storage containers. It's kind of filled with futuristic versions of that are stacked up on top of each other, and they're little like apartments that people can rent, and it's just like you live in basically a storage compartment.
Oh, wait, she's gonna leave without giving us information.
Well, she gave you the drive, so you have the drive with the virus. That'll basically, what it does is it helps them to record all of what is going on behind the scenes, and then after a period of time, that information will have to be downloaded back off of the AI. So it's going to take 2 applications of this to actually run it, and a little bit of time. So you may have to be patient in between, or try to. She said there were 4 AIs that are closest, so you can decide how many you want to infect with the virus. It's totally up to you guys.
Will Manta count as one? Give us a little time.
So, should we scout where these things are in their paths at first?
I think we should. That sounds like a sound idea.
We saw one when we came in. We could follow that one.
It's a good idea.
Start.
Too.
Can we not be suspicious? I'll look at Andromeda.
And look at us.
I'm not suspicious. You kidding? I'm like the friendliest person ever. Look, I talked to somebody and got us a job.
She has
You do draw attention to yourself.
But that's
Very
good.
flashy.
Maybe we
And-
can copy or reverse engineer this thumb drive for our own purposes, so we can get a copy for ourselves.
Can you try that without breaking it?
It's worth a shot. My tech is 1.
My tech is 3.
My tech is 2.
I have no tech.
-2.
Says the one with all the technology on his arms.
Right. He didn't install it though.
Maybe before we reverse engineer things, we should just scout out, see what we can find out about this Santa. Maybe find some information about him. Where does he keep his those most trusted robots or AIs that he has? And then proceed from there. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't really want to die. Even though I would prefer it, I don't really want to right now.
Good life goal.
Yes.
As long as we double and triple check the plan and make sure there's no holes, no loopholes.
No aliens.
We are aliens, Don. All of us.
Each and every one. Do we even know if the AI we saw was one of the 4?
You don't know?
So
But-
do we have a computer that we could put the drive in?
I will take out a tablet computer that I have. So I'm assuming it's like an iPad.
Oh, I hope
Yeah.
it's not Mac.
If that thing starts spying on us,
It's actually VagBook.
Nice.
But if you all need this to try and reverse engineer, we're free to use it. I found it. I don't even know.
Just make sure it's not connected to anything. We don't want it infecting anything.
Yeah, and
an
also you
electric
guys would know,
multi-tool.
and if, just reiterating about the world, is when it comes to like tech, there is no there's like limited Wi-Fi. Okay, so it's not like you have to like connect to things to actually like read what's on them. It's not like I can just access my phone and just pull up whatever I want to kind of deal with this technology. So anytime like to get this virus on these AIs, like you physically have to like plug it in to actually do it. So So if you want to plug that into your iPad thing, you can totally plug it into that computer if you'd like to.
That's if Noah wants to try and reverse engineer it. So.
I think towards the end we should try that, but I don't want to ruin our chances of what we have first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an idea to get one of those AI things to come back.
What you gonna do?
Something I didn't want to do. I'm gonna go give them my fingerprint and eye. Then they have to upload it to the ship, right?
You're gonna cut your fingerprints in your eyes?
No, I'm going to go talk to Guyana and have her take my fingerprint and eye scan.
Well, what do you say we reach out to them and say someone else isn't working, and then have them send someone back, one of the AIs back.
Yeah.
And then we need to make sure we have a plan for what we're going to do to the AI once it gets over here, because we're going to have to get it out of the hallway where people are.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I just had an idea. It's
What if
probably very stupid. You said we saw the AI bring out their own thumb drive. Could we switch that out? And then they use ours?
Well, they're putting that thumb drive into a ship, not into another AI, I think. But we could capture the AI, rip its brains out, and then see what's inside. And maybe that way we can track where the other AI are, you know, like find a signal. I'm sure they're all on like the same network or something.
Potentially, although plug in somewhere.
We can always just hack the AI.
Are you a hacker, Don?
No, but he is. Wait, is Noah?
Well, if Noah wants to hack into it, he can hack into it, and then we can have a puppet AI.
And I think once we get it inside, we can hold it down. It didn't look too strong.
Maybe there's a button to disable it. Just a thought.
What if it tells on us?
Oh, true. It might send a signal or something saying like, alert, alert, I've got captured or something.
And they put a virus in me.
Can they put a virus in you?
That's what we're going to do to it.
Oh, I thought... Oh, yes. Well, I don't know. I feel like this is like a fast... Maybe we should just follow the AI back. Call it and then trace it. Because I feel like if we try to capture it, ultimately we're just going to end up real bad for us.
Yes. Scouting first.
Yeah. If we don't find anything, then, you know...
Yeah, we can walk down the hall. I saw where it went down the hallway. And we can look to see if any more and just see maybe where they're housed.
That's a good idea. Maybe there's like a central unit.
It's a start.
So all 5 of us are gonna go follow one AI.
I think that's suspicious.
A little bit.
Well, do we know anything about this Mr. Xanta? Or Mrs. Xanta? Some Xanta? A Xanta?
Not even gonna go there.
Oh,
Maybe a few of us should track the AIs and a few of us should get more information from the locals.
get more information from the locals. I'm really talkative.
I mean, with those still, the hammerhead with a briefcase. It looks suspiciously hammer-free. Oh, I give up halfway. Go ahead. Completely give up halfway.
Well, you know, we could talk to like the... I don't know. I feel like we should...
I could take on some small jobs, repair jobs, since my repair time is half. I can go and small talk and take on some short jobs, make a few hollows here and there while you guys track, and then I can get some information and some cash.
So, Mike, how would that work if we want to split up?
You guys can split up if you want. I would just like focus on one group for a little while, and then I just bounce back and forth. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I will track out AI.
All right.
I guess I'm taking Andromeda with me.
I will go with Noah.
Uh,
Okay,
That
so
way
we
we're
got
not.
so we got two split groups right now. Is a Devlin going with either of those groups or going on his own?
I'll go to the job board to look for simple repair jobs.